Lots of updates in New Mexico. Let's go ahead and talk about it, hopefully for the final time for a while. What's up, Wolverines? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist that concentrates on gun issues, and this is John Crump News, where we discuss 2A every day. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to make this video really fast, so I'm going to try to do it in 1 or 2 shots and move on from there because there is a lot going on. Okay, so now let's talk about what happened this morning. This morning, members of the Senate, which for some reason all signed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, has released a letter, and they are attacking the New Mexico governor's illegal, unconstitutional gun order. And these are the senators: Tom Tillis, Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, who was the chief negotiator in the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, John Kennedy, Marsha Blackburn, and Tom Cotton. If you noticed, a lot of those guys were people that signed on to the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which I find kind of weird. And they are stating that they believe that the New Mexico governor is violating the Second Amendment, and they cite Bruin in their letter. I'm going to list the letter down below so you guys can go take a look at it. I got it from Senator Kennedy's website, and thank you, Jared from Guns and Gadgets, for supplying me with the link. I really appreciate it. So basically, they are looking into the governor and seeing if what she did violated the Constitution, which I am sure it did. Now let's go ahead and talk about the cases going on in New Mexico. There are 6 cases in New Mexico. They were all combined into one hearing, and it was heard by a Joe Biden appointed judge. And this is what the lawyers argued. The lawyers for the good guy side, our side, the plaintiffs, argued that they definitely did violate the Constitution by passing this unconstitutional public health order, and they cited McDonald, they cited Heller, and they cited Bruin. Bruin was the most important thing because they said the judge doesn't even need to do any historical analysis, because Bruin did the historical analysis for him, because these cases are very similar. The judge did ask a few questions, and he didn't seem like he was too pro-gun, because he did cite that he believed that the governor was trying to do a good thing to handle gun violence, but hey, whatever. Okay, so the judge asked if the 14th Amendment is the founding era, 1868, or if it's the ratification date of the Second Amendment, which is in the 1790s. GOA's lawyer specifically argued that it was from the founding eras, and that is definitely clear. The other lawyers also agreed. The Coons case and Antioch case, which challenged the CCIA and the carrying of firearms in different areas, was also cited by the lawyers. Okay, so the lawyer for the governor of New Mexico got up there, and she totally fumbled the ball. Before she even got up there, the judge did inform her that he thought that she was going to have an uphill battle, convincing him not to issue a TRO, which is good for our side. She basically appealed to emotions and stated that people have the right to walk down the streets, and that the governor has the right to ban firearms wherever she sees fit. She also said that Bruin raised more questions than it answered, which is definitely not true. She also stated that she does not have to have a historical analyst or analog, a historical analog, which is definitely not the case. In fact, Bruin said that they have to have text, tradition, history, and an analog is how you prove those. So she says that you don't have to have a historical analog because people were allowed to beat their wives in 1791, which is kind of weird. But she also stated that since people don't walk around with a shirt that says good guy with a gun or bad guy with a gun, that the governor can ban the carrying of firearms in Albuquerque and the surrounding areas. She also says that no rights are violated because people are still allowed to carry guns, but just not where they want to or outside the home. But they can still get a concealed carry permit, even though they can't use it in Albuquerque. The judge did ask her about how about people that live in Albuquerque and don't leave Albuquerque. Doesn't that ban them from carrying guns? She said no, they can go to a range or they can go to a competition as long as they have the gun locked up in the car, which is absolutely ridiculous. Or they can carry outside the county, which is also absolutely ridiculous. The judge then took a 10-minute recess to go over the arguments, including the defendant's emotional appeal, and he came back and issued a TRO. This is a big victory, and the judge went beyond what we even asked for. Section 4 was also included in the TRO. So this is a victory for everyone. I am so excited. Okay, guys, that is it. Today's video is sponsored by Pack 997. Pack 997 is my kids' Cub Scout unit, and we are raising money. The Gibson Go from last year is back up, and the Cub Scouts raised the price on all Scouts by $80 a head, which is absolutely ridiculous, and a lot of the kids cannot afford it. So we are trying to subsidize the kids' membership dues through a GoFundMe or a Gibson Go. So I'm going to list that down below in the description. If you feel like, go ahead and sign it. But with that, we are out of here. Good day. Good thing for the Second Amendment. Stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keeping the fight. I'm out of here. Wolverines, motherfucker.